Hello and welcome back. Okay, so somebody asked me if I would consider playing the Myst Expanded Edition. The rhyme part of it is what they specifically said. So I have played, in fact, I jump on this because Myst is my all-time favorite franchise. I absolutely love, love, love all of the Myst games. Now, I have not played this Myst Expanded Edition. The look of it is very, very nice. It's really beautiful. So they totally remade it, and it's just gorgeous. So if you would like me to play the full game at some point, let me know. But right now we're just at the point where I've done everything. We found all the pages. We talked to Atrus. This is a spoiler if you've never played Myst. He destroyed the books, the red and the blue books, and left us to explore the island of Myst. Now that used to be the end of the game. But then they did realMyst and they came up with the land of, or Age of Rime. And after you did everything and you came back to the island because you had completed the game, you could go to Rime. Now, it used to be that you had to find a little knobby thingy. So I was over here looking around for my little knobby thingy that would turn this so that I could get to Rime, when I realized that next to the destroyed book, I believe this was the blue book side, was this. So let's look at this. My friend, now that you have seen the destruction wrought by Cirrus and Achenar, you no doubt have a very specific idea of who they were. Greedy, envious, hateful men. This is their own father talking about them that way. But there is one more page to turn, one last age, where I hope you might see them as I did, as my sons. Atrus. Okay, so then we've got Rime, Volume 1. I am not going to do all the reading because that's a lot of reading in these books. So you can read it, just pause it. Basically, it's describing Rime, the age, and what he thinks he can do there. It's a cold, icy age. Achenar chose to stay with Catherine, while Cirrus was unhappy about the prospect of exploring a new age without his brother. He was still excited to come, so Atrus came with him first, or Cirrus, came with Atrus first. And they did a lot of building like they do, and exploring, and playing with the crystals and the lights and all that stuff. As I said, you can pause this and read each of these pages, but this is the one with the clues that we need to get to Rime. We need 40. That's on the imager, which is going to show us this. And then it shows pushing this button and then number 2735. So we are going to follow our clues and get that done and get to Rime. So let's go down to the imager. If you remember all the way back from the beginning of a Myst, the imager is right down here. That's what we use to solving Myst itself. Let's go on down here, and we're going to have to set our imager to 40. So, here we go. Okay. And then we'll hit the imager button. And that is what I suppose Rime looks like. A very tall pinnacle there. Then we're going to come back here and do this. And look at that. It shows us a little image here. And we can turn this. And this is how we're going to get into Rime. very loud. I hope you can hear me. In fact, okay. Because I like to hear all the other sounds. So let's go down here and just out of curiosity see what happens. Oh, it's a wall. So we can't go that way. But when it was partly open, you could see that there's a hallway down there. So we're going to turn it back the other way. I've tried jumping off. I think in realMyst you can jump off the edge of that. But this one makes you run around. So that's what we do. Okay, back down here. I believe we're going to have to open that again. Over here. And now if I can manage to do it. Turn that like that. There we go. And run back. All this just to get to Rime. Okay, that's a small interruption there, but we're heading over here and we're going to go to Rime. Here we go. Now, that's where that number comes in handy. We have 2, 7, 3, 5. Now I will say, I think I played Rime in the old realMyst. I can't remember now if I did or not. This Rime is different than the other one. So be prepared for that. But it is different. There we go. Not by a lot. The puzzle's a little bit different. Which is fun because I like when they upgrade their, like they did with Riven. They upgrade their games and they change the puzzles just a little bit. That's fun. You do have the option when you're playing the regular Myst game, this one, of changing out the puzzles, or you can keep it with the old puzzles. So we are now on Rime. Snowy, cold place. We got a bunch of towers. There's the moon. Special tower there, it looks like. Okay. And the main building. Doors are hard to open, they're kind of frosted. A heater that isn't going to work because it needs power. Let's go look out here. It's really pretty in its cold, snowy sort of way. Not a whole lot to see out here except there's something down there. So we have to come down the stairs and around and go to that, which might be a generator. Very cold. Whale. Can we turn it at all? No. Nope, we just look at it just like it is. Okay. Let's come down here. It's been a long long, long time since I've played the original Rime. Well, it tried to do something. There we go. Oh, there we go. I suppose we've got to get it all the way up there. But not too far. There we go. We've got power. Which is exciting. We have a pipe over here. Which of course we're going to have to open up to the building. There we go. And those open a little easier now. We're going to close them so we can get it toasty warm in here. There we go. Yeah, everything's fine. Got some upstairs. Over here goes down. We gotta get the ladder. Here it comes. Let's see what we have here. Nothing we can do there. This does look just a little different than the original Rime did. Akinar's journal. Kind of sloppy like him. And his sloppy pictures. Another gift journal from Father. Yeah, I barely use these. Huh. So there's his pacing. So Akinar has no love lost on his brother. Stupid, stupid, pea-brained idiot. Ah. But he didn't tell his father about Sarah's mom, so that was good. So this is what we want to make a note of. And I already took a picture of it. So that's going to be important. And that's Cirrus. Cirrus is. And here is, I mean, that was Akinar. This is Cirrus. He's all excited about the new age. And he's a little neater than Akinar. Uh-oh. He thinks his father's approach might be wrong. Talking about the whales that we could see. So he's using calibrations here. It works. We saw Myst Island. Okay. So they're working on using these crystals to be able to see the ages without actually transporting there, which is kind of cool that they can do that. So I made a note of Akinar's little thing. Okay, so let's go on down here and see what we have. An elevator? I can hear something. Something's coming. There it is. Yep, an elevator, up and down. We can't go down. Okay. Now we have this. Let's see. Okay. We had what would that be? 1340, 14, 1400. I can't remember now where we saw the 1400. I'm thinking it was in the rhyme book, but it makes the aurora very pretty, very, very pretty. And you can make it any old color, you just need to make these add up to 1400. So I'm going to leave it there. This time around. Oh, we can come out here and see things. Pretty view. Come over here in a little lookout place. See, it's emanating from this. Very, very cool. But there's not much else we can do here. So look around. But I like those colors, so we're going to keep those colors. Atrus's bedroom. Do we want to cook something in there? Do the dishes? Oh, this is about rhyme. Okay. So you can read this. So he took Akinar's idea, which I'm sure thrilled Akinar. And this is when his sons were working with him, they're not against him. So it's kind of cool to see. Of course, in Myst 4, you see a whole other side of both Cirrus and Akinar. There it is, 1400. So we knew we wanted that set at 1400. So to find the correct combined frequency, construct an additional tower to transfer the light to the imaging device. So 1400. So we left it at 1400. because I knew that that was going to happen. A note from Catherine. I understand why viewing Riven is so vital to you. In truth, I have not stopped thinking about my home since the moment we escaped. But no matter how much you insist, you're simply ensuring again remain trapped there. I see my own sadness when I look into your eyes. John is a monster who deserves his imprisonment. Or again, is a monster. We know that from playing Riven. But I also know he will always be your father. Atrus, my love, do you wish only to affirm that the cage still holds? Or is there something more significant to you that you're searching for? Yours, Catherine. And then we do want to take note of this. It's important. So we've seen Cirrus and Achenar and Atrus's in his bedroom. Little hints. Oh, and there's a Myst book if we want to go back to Myst, which we don't right now. Clothing, nothing. They live rather barren lives, huh? They don't have a whole lot, it seems. Okay. Let's go down a little farther. It actually took me a while to find that I could go. There's got to be something more. In the original rhyme, you had to turn the little thing, but here we just do this. So we have a desk. Oh, excuse me, and a note that's gotten all wet. But it's giving us some clues. We found it. Even after all these years, I recognized it in an instant. Infinity in a bottle. So we've got clues here. Yellow and blue. 12-4. And a wheel that looks like that. Okay. And we set it aside out of the water. Although it's already been water damaged. And over here, we have some that they've cut with the same little size things on it, which will become important. And then over here we have another one. And they're different sizes and they're measured along this and different colors. And then we get the rules of the game here. Crystal observations. Max distance between the height of the top and bottom lenses cannot exceed 11 steps. It seems the light is unable to penetrate the ink of the book if the distance is too great. To allow for needed refraction, no two sequential lenses can have a matching iris size. Each lens color frequency must be unique. Okay. To compensate for its extreme refraction, any lens set to use the highest frequency color must also use the smallest iris. Okay. If a lens sits between two small iris lenses, it must be equal in distance to both. Lens frequency must decrease in order as they get closer to the book. Can increase or decrease, but they must do so in order. Even with the alteration of the base crystal shape into a flat lens, the laws of physics cannot be circumvented. Now, in the old rhyme, you had to match crystals and shapes and colors, and it was very involved. It's not quite as involved in this one, and they give you a lot of clues. So here we have our crystals, and we have Riven, mechanical, selenitic, I'll never say that one, a blank one, Myst, channel wood, Okay, so we got our different clues as we traveled around and investigated. We set the thing up there for 1400 already. Let's go to our notebook where I took pictures of the different things. This was, I believe this was Cyrus's. Yeah, this was Cyrus's book that we took a picture of it. So we've got to set our crystals 10, 7, 4, 1, and with those colors. And then our aperture. Whoops. Escape, 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 escape. Okay. So we have to set it, and then we can figure out which book it's going to go to. Let's start down here. So the bottom one is 1, and it's a cyan color, and it's not open all the way, but not closed all the way. That's open all the way. So right there. Okay, this one is 4. And it is blue. Okay, so it's already set right. And it is, I gotta get a hold of the little knobby. Closed. All the way, so all the way to the left. Okay. And this one is 7. Oops, it's at 7. Okay. And it is pink or red, whatever you want to call that. And it's in the middle, so we're good. And then this one is 10, which we got it at. And it is yellow. This is based on what was in his book, and it has to stay open because it's always open. So now I don't think it's ribbon. Could be mechanical. Nope, it's not mechanical. Selenitic, I think is what this one says. No. Blank. I don't think it's Myst. And Akinar went on about Channelwood, so we're going to say it's Stone Ship. And looky there. Okay. Whoops, got a little too close. So you can't actually teleport to it, you can just see it and see what's going on there. Which is kind of cool. Oh, but if you get too close, it gets all goofed up, huh? Okay, so that was Akinar's. Now Cyrus, back to our notebook. I wish there was an easier way to do the notebooks, but... So Cyrus is this one, and he says being able to see Channelwood. So 12, 9, 6, 2, with those colors and those apertures. Okay. So, oh, we gotta move these up a little bit. We gotta get closer to them too. Okay, so you're gonna be 12. Whoops. You're gonna be 9. 6, and you're going to be 2. Okay, and the bottom one is white or clear, however you want to call that. Yellow. And then blue. And then cyan. And there we go, and we need to get to Channelwood, which I think was back this way. Remember? Oops. must have goofed something. Oh, I didn't fix these. Okay, you're of course open all the way. You are in the middle. You're open all the way. And you are closed. And then of course you're open all the way. Now it should work. There we go. Good old channel wood, one of my favorites. Because I like the trees. Pretty. Alright, so that was that. Now we've got the one in Atrus's bedroom. Notebook. This one here. Which, if you get close enough, you can count these things, and it starts with 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the green is at 8, and it's really small, so I'm thinking closed all the way. So green, blue, pink, white, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So with that information, we are now going to put in Atrus's stuff. So this is going to go up to 19. And this is going to be 16. And this is going to be 12. Going to be 8. Okay, and then this one needs to be green. And it needs to be closed. Okay. And this one needs to be blue. And it needs to be open, which it is. Okay. This is 16, needs to be pink, and it needs to be right in the middle, and you need to be white, and I believe this is going to be Myst. Myst Island. I think it's really cool. I think this is a neat change that they made, because before you just saw it on a little dial. Looks very cool. Okay, now we are going to do the one that was on the workbench, where they're all just laying there. So it's 14 is cyan, wide open of course, 10 is blue, 7 red, and 4 is blue, open, open, close, close, or 4 is red. No, 4 is yellow, I guess. Okay. Back to here. So this needs to be 4 and yellow and closed, right? Yeah. And this needs to be 7 and open all the way and pink. This needs to be 10 and closed all the way, right? Yep. the one with all the sounds. That was so cool to do. Again, if you want me to actually play through the upgraded Myst, I can. Just let me know, and I will do that. It won't take long at all because I have played Myst so many times, but I absolutely love it. So I really wouldn't mind at all. Whoops. Okay, now we're going to go to the notebook. Wait a minute now. Which one am I going to look at now? We haven't looked at this one, right? Right. Okay, and this had the notes on it that gave us all the little, this note here that gave us all the rules for it. Max distance from bottom to top is 11. No two sequential lenses can have a matching iris size. Each lens color must be unique. Compensate for its extreme fraction. Must have the smallest iris. So but this gives us if we look here, it gives us that it's big and how far it is. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. Okay, so this gives us everything we need to know for this age. So this, let's see, what's our lowest is 7. So we're going to have to move some guys up. 17 is our highest. So you're going to be at 17 and of course wide open, and you're going to be blue. And you're going to be at 11. Whoops. And you're going to be, oh wait, no, you're going to be at 14. And blue. No pink. I've got my notes here. And this is going to be, closed all the way. And now you're going to be at 11. And you're going to be yellow. And you're going to be right in the middle. And you're going to be 7. 7. There we go. And you're going to be white. Open all the way. Okay. And this, it's not going to be selenitic. What haven't we done yet? Mechanical? Because I think Riven is the very last one that gives us the least information. So yeah, this is the mechanical age, which is where we had to turn the house and everything. So this is why this is all at the end, because you get to see all these ages that you've already visited, which is very cool. Okay, so now go back to our notebook and let's go to this one, which gives us 4 things. We know the top is yellow, and you're blue, and you're 12, and you're 4, and you're halfway closed. And so it gives us that much. And then we have to use all of these other rules to figure out the rest. So if that's 4, the highest that can be is 15. And we know we have a yellow and a blue. So 15. Wait, you're 4. You're something else. Was this one 4? Yeah, this one was 4. And the highest that could be is 15. Okay. And it's yellow. And this is blue. And this was closed part way. And this has to be halfway through, right? So 12 and 8. If you're closed all the way, and you're closed all the way, because you're in the middle. Okay. We know the yellow and the blue. We're gonna do cyan. And I'm only doing this because I have fiddled with it before and I know. Green. And this is actually going to be our first glimpse. Well, not really because we've been there, but we're going to be able to check on Riven and check on again with this one. There it is. Riven. And see what Gen is up to. And there it is. The fate of the 5th age. Discover the scenes, the something of Riven. That looks funny, like you can go right out there. But yeah, good old Riven. So that is actually pretty much Rime. There isn't much else that you can do. You know, you can play with the aurora up there and enjoy the scenery and stuff, but there's no big fanfare to it. Even in the old one, that was pretty much it. You got to peek at all the different ages, and that was pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Rime. And again, if you want me to play the full updated Myst, just let me know. I hope you can hear me over the noise. I can repeat it all once more. All the noise. Let's turn it around. Yeah, we wanted to look at this because it's pretty. Okay, let's go down. Get to anything too exciting except that you get to see a glimpse of Riven and you get all the prettinesses and stuff in here, and that's about it. So again, if you want me to play the full Myst game in this enhanced version I shall. Just let me know in the comments or whatever, and if you like this, leave a like. Again, leave a comment, and please do subscribe because we have lots of adventures to go on. And I will see you in the next adventure. Bye-bye for now.